Yeah, I think that's right. I think there's a tremendous amount of collusion in this, and it's like at every level. I learned about, for example, the ways that feminists use well, they use feminism and unions to like take jobs and change companies and eat them from the inside out.
Oh yeah, no, that SDG number 5, a lot of the literature pertaining to that actually talks about stuff like that.
Hmm.
My pretty much everything you just named off is it's in their literature. And you mentioned collusion. That's actually its own sustainable development goal, SDG number 17. They call it partnership for the goals. And pretty much verbatim on their website, they say that multiple organizations, institutions, like actors, people like that of all types are working on one or more of those goals at the same time. And
Hmm.
part or sustainable development goal number 17, it focuses exclusively on that, on corporations, organizations, NGOs, media entities, like everything working to promote those goals. And that's really like the chief distinction between Agenda 2030 and Agenda 21. You know, Agenda 21, people work towards it, but not as fervently as they do now. And it's still technically a non-binding agreement, but in practice, that's not what it is. I mean, when people turn their back on Agenda 2030, they get the sort of treatment that like Elon Musk is getting right now with all these advertisers pulling off of his platform. You know, people just cut ties with you. So they're technically not punishing you, but they are, and just
Oh
exploiting
yeah,
loot.
yeah. Elon Musk used to be in that club. Like he used to go to those World Economic Forum's meetings. Do you think that? Yeah, yeah. Like, do you think that that's changed? Like, a lot of people call him a fraud because he used to go to these things.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I've learned that not everything's black and white, but at the same time, I don't want to go off into like super conspiracy theorist territory, but there is a sort of fraternal order of sorts that a lot of these guys are a part of. And
Returnal Order? I'm interested.
oh yeah, well, there you have the mystery schools, and most of most of the most notable people in society, and it's kind of always been this way, but most of the great innovators and thinkers have belonged to fraternal orders throughout history, like Plato, Aristotle, Pythagoras. Thing like, oh man, it's kind of hard to explain all this, but they're called the mystery schools, and there's been different sects. Like right now, you have like
We talking about
Freemasonry.
Freemasons and that kind of thing?
Do I now?
Are we talking about like Freemasons and that kind of thing? Is it like that?
Yeah, that's one sect of the mystery schools. Historically, you've had the Knights Templar, the Roshaniya, the Rosicrucians. There's a whole bunch of different fraternal orders that comprise the body known as the mystery schools. But pretty much all of our great thinkers and innovators have belonged to them, and they've written about it, like Plato, Aristotle. I mentioned Pythagoras. Thing like the mystery schools, they used to guard knowledge, like what we learn today in school, like when we learn geometry and we learn about the Pythagorean theorem. When those ideas came about, they used to be it was basically secret knowledge, and it wasn't available to the public. Like you had to be initiated into their order to learn things like that. And the mystery schools still exist in this day and age in Freemasonry, and God knows what
Mhm.
other orders are out there. But um, I believe a lot of these guys belong to those orders, and I'll just put it this way: when it comes to people like Elon Musk, it doesn't matter what they do. I'm never going to fully trust them.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.